Hello there, great to have your company for yet another video. A lot of people aspire to be entrepreneurs, to have their own business and have the benefits that comes with it. But there are so many who come into the industry that are wantrepreneurs. That's what got me thinking to make a video talking about the difference between an entrepreneur and the wantrepreneur. If it's your first time here, I'm Melanie Weber, and my channel is all about helping people create freedom in their life, both time freedom so that they have the flexibility to spend their time doing what they love, but also to the financial freedom that supports them to do the things that they love. If that sounds absolutely awesome to you, then make sure you hit that subscribe button below and the bell notification so you know when I come out with new videos about how to do all of that. So people start their own business for a number of reasons. And when you think of the word entrepreneur, it can give the impression of being this wonder, this in a way a kind of a status symbol, I suppose, of comprising of flash cars and large mansions complete with cleaners and butlers and cooks and extravagant holidays. And if you're anything like me, in my head, I was thinking Carrie Bradshaw's walk-in cupboard. And if you're a Sex and the City fan, then you will know what I'm talking about. And that is the image that conjures up in people's heads, in many people's heads, as to when they are thinking of having their own business, being their own boss and being truly successful. And that's okay, because success does allow you to do that, to have those things. But entrepreneurship is also about leaving your legacy, leaving a positive legacy in this world when you're gone. So enriching the lives of others and making the world a better place, as corny as it sounds, a better place for me being in it and my small contribution to it. So what is it that holds people back? What is it that differentiates or sets apart the people who are entrepreneurs as opposed to the wantrepreneurs? Because let's face it, vast majority of people want success in their life. People who want to have their own business, they want to be successful, they want to make a change in their life for the better. So what is it about entrepreneurs? What is it that they do that is different to your wantrepreneurs? So I'll share with you a number of ways that the two are quite different. So starting off on the one hand, wantrepreneurs, they consume a lot. They consume a lot of content. They're the ones who spend hours upon hours scrolling through Facebook or register on every single webinar that drops into their inbox. They subscribe to a whole heap of membership groups. They just consume a lot. Their calendars are full of consuming content. Whereas on the other side, entrepreneurs, they consume less. They consume less content. They're selective as to the content that they do consume, and the content that they consume has to serve a certain purpose for them to dedicate their time to it. And the reason why they consume less is because they're creating more. Next, wantrepreneurs don't have any goals. Or if they do have goals, they're not really clear-cut goals. They're not time-bound. They're not really solid goals. They couldn't really tell you where their business is going within the next 5 years, let alone the next 1 or 2 years. Whereas entrepreneurs have very clear, crystal clear goals. They know what they're going to achieve in their business, and they have those goals broken down into steps so that they know how they're going to actually achieve those goals. Wantrepreneurs have very little or either next to none or very little discipline in their life, whether it be in their business life and also in their personal life to support their business life. So they certainly they've got these ideas of grandeur, they've got these ideas of being very successful in their life and their business, but they don't actually take the steps in order to support that. They don't really make much changes, have any sacrifices in their life. So they don't really change much in their life from if they've been an employee. They don't really make any changes in transitioning from an employee to an entrepreneur to support success in their business. Whereas on the other hand, entrepreneurs are very disciplined. They are disciplined in the way that they operate, both personally as well as business-wise. They have discipline in their home life, in that They wake up at the same time, they eat breakfast at the same time. They have routines that they establish so that they look after themselves, they exercise self-care of themselves in order to be successful in their business. So they have routine in their home life, they have routine in their business life as well. They'll sit down at their desk at the same time. They have structure within their day. They have blocked their time blocked out. They know exactly what they are doing at any time of the day. Extreme structure, and with that extreme structure comes sacrifice. So the entrepreneurs, in order to stay focused, to have that structure, to have that discipline, they don't accept every single party invite. They're not going to be at every single family function just simply because their business is so important. Not to say that their family and their friends aren't important, but they ensure that that balance between their personal life and their business life is where it needs to be. Wantrepreneurs listen to everyone else's opinions. So they care what other people think of them. They care what their family and friends think of them. If they're writing an email, they're worried if someone's going to hate what they write. If they make a video, they're deeply worried about getting anyone give them a thumbs down on a YouTube video. They get consumed by what the world thinks of them. Whereas on the other hand, entrepreneurs, not saying that they don't care what people think, because they certainly do, but they are selective as to whose opinions they actually take note of. So entrepreneurs recognize that this industry, this lifestyle, this way of operating is certainly not for everyone, and that's okay. So they know that if someone comes to them with an opinion that comes from a place of wanting to support and wanting to see that person succeed, then they will listen to that opinion, but otherwise it's just noise to them. Entrepreneurs understand there's plenty of people who will not understand the journey that they're on, but that is okay. Wantrepreneurs focus heavily on the mechanics of a business. So if they see that their results aren't what they should be or what they're expecting, they will look at things of, have they got the right email autoresponder? Or maybe the content of their email isn't on point. They'll look at all of the mechanics stuff of the business rather than looking at the dynamics or themselves. Is there something about them that needs to change in order to change their results? So wantrepreneurs don't tend to be as open to self-improvement, to doing something different themselves, acknowledging that they might actually be part of the problem, as opposed to entrepreneurs who will look at themselves first. How do I need to change? How do I need to approach things differently to bring about a different result for my business? And lastly, wantrepreneurs are full of talk. They have grand ideas. They are full of ideas and are more than willing to share them with people, talk about them. But that's where it pretty much stops. It's just talk. Whereas entrepreneurs that they will talk, but they are more inclined to just get into action. They're more inclined to beg for forgiveness rather than ask for permission. They get into the weeds. They get to work and make things happen. So in summary, when you bring it all together, the main difference I see between entrepreneurs and wantrepreneurs is entrepreneurs, they make the decision. They make that decision and they go after it wholeheartedly, both feet in. They do everything that they need to do to make it happen. Whereas wantrepreneurs might make a decision. Mostly they will say that they want to have something, but they won't actually back it up with action. They're only just dipping their toes into their true potential. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have gotten value in watching it, and it's giving you some thought to reflect on in your own actions to date in your business. And on reflection, if you think that you may be sitting in that wantrepreneur camp, then hopefully you've got some ideas now as to the action that you can take to lift yourself up into that entrepreneur space and really skyrocket your business. If you have gotten value from this, then please drop me a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And also too, if you think anyone else will benefit from watching this video, please share the love and share the video with them. Thank you again so much for watching, and until I see you on my next video, I hope you take the greatest of care.